Hi everyone! So today is March 31st, it's the last day of March 2020, and it is week 3 of our COVID-19 lockdown since the cases have escalated ever since. And this is the video diary of the COVID-19 situation. In this video diary, I'm going to be showing you a little bit about what I'm doing during these times where we have online school, where we just can't go outside except for essential things like groceries and anything that needs to be done. And then as well as what my family's doing, how they're feeling. I have my parents here and then my sister and my dog in the house, so showing you guys a little bit what's going on. So since this is a vlog, I'm going to be showing you a little bit about what my family does to keep safe and healthy. So my dad is the only one that goes down and gets groceries to the store. He's the only one that goes outside because we don't want everyone going outside. So right here at the door, we have gloves, hand sanitizer, and then a mask, which I don't use, but that's what my dad uses. So now we're gonna talk to my sister, who's a freshman at Hillsdale, about how she feels about this situation. So this is my sister Ria, and I'm just gonna ask her a couple questions right now. How are you feeling about the quarantine situation?
Well, although it's not ideal, and I'd much rather be able to go to school and see friends and, take my dog out for a walk without being careful of who and where everyone is. I am enjoying how we could stay as a family and be in there, and sometimes there's pros and cons to no school, but so far it's going okay. But I wish that it wasn't there.
What does a typical day look like for you?
A typical day looks like, so I wake up at around 10 or 11ish, and then I start doing my homework since I still have online school, and I get done at around 3ish or 4ish because I don't have as much work as I would have in a normal school day. And then I just have some time to myself. I have art as one of my classes, so sometimes I hang for that, and sometimes I take my dog out for a walk and just normal stuff that you can do inside the house.
If you could lift the quarantine for 24 hours, what would you do during that time?
I think the first thing I do before the quarantine is I go and hang out with my friends because I haven't seen them in a while, especially since school. So I'd do that, and then I'd go to the store and I'd pick up lots of snacks because we don't have a lot of that right now. And yeah, that's what I would do. And I'd eat outside.
Okay, so some things that I would do during this time would be take my dog out for a walk, and luckily we have a big trail here outside our house. This is what it looks like. We don't have a backyard, we have a trail, and we would just take our dog out for walks, and then we see so many people biking and taking walks. Today is Wednesday. It is right now 5:10 in the afternoon right now. I have been doing homework since the morning, so I've had a ton of work to do. At 6 o'clock today, it's my aunt's birthday today, so her husband, which is my uncle, invited her family, friends, and then relatives to do a Zoom birthday. So at 6 o'clock, we're just going to be surprising her on Zoom call and cutting cake with her and, using technology at its best. Yeah, and then I'm probably gonna watch a movie with my friend via Zoom. I know I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday, but I don't need to change because I'm not going out. I'm not seeing anybody, but yeah. To you! Happy birthday! Say hi to the vlog! Hi everyone! So today is day 3 of the vlogs, and I just finished studying because it is the last day before spring break, and I forgot to film yesterday because it was Thursday, but today's day 3, and today I'm just going to be answering some of the leadership questions as well as interviewing my dad and my mom, because I haven't done that yet, about their feelings and thoughts about the COVID-19 situation. I usually don't film myself like studying because it might be a little bit boring, but here's a clip. So now I've just pulled up these Canvas questions and I'm going to answer them. So my current mood about the whole virus and our living situation is, first of all, I have to say that I am really, really grateful and appreciative of my family and me and my friends being safe. They're healthy, they're in their homes. I really respect a lot of the kids that are my age that are, so vital about staying at home. In terms of the COVID-19 situation, we have no idea where this is going to go and how long this will last. Like, no matter what the news says and the government says, we just don't know. There is no vaccine or anything yet, but there's a lot of uncertainty, but I'm happy that we're safe. How is online learning? Okay, so I've realized through online learning that we can take 9 hours worth of school and like kind of condense it into 3 to 4 hours or less, like every day. It's a lot more, I guess. Not only do we have time to do online learning, but we have time to do anything else. We have more time to spend with our family and to do things that we would never do on a regular school day. So projects that I'm working on. With the amount of time that I have during the day that's left, and not being able to go outside, I've started doing new things that I've never tried before. I've been able to start meditating. I haven't made it a hobby or anything yet, but I've started and I hope to continue. I've also been able to work out more, and I'm able to catch up on movies and talk to more friends, even though we're not necessarily in the same physical space. Where am I seeing human kindness? So ever since I was a little kid, there was always like this big question about when would world peace come. But I think that would come when the countries unite together. And even though we're ways away from having world peace, I have seen the world come together and fight against one common enemy, and that is the coronavirus. People are working day and night. Doctors, engineers, etc. are working day and night to find a vaccine or some sort of way we can bring down the numbers, or at least slow down the rate of cases that are happening in the world. I've also seen within my city, which is Foster City, that there are a group of student leaders that are trying to help out these doctors by distributing masks for other kids to make and for the doctors to use, because they've been running low on masks, so like masks for medics. I think in terms of using my leadership qualities, within my house, I've been able to sort of educate my family on for example, the school closure updates and AP testings and SAT testings, and whether for example, the UC's just announced that they didn't need the ACT or SAT stats from that test. So I told my parents that, so I guess you can label me as the house educator in a way. But outside of the house, I feel like I'm completely helpless. Everybody's inside of the house. There's just nothing we can really do except go out on our social medias and advocate for things like masks for medics, because with all this time that we have, we can use that free time to help make masks for the doctors that need it the most, and as well as the patients. But now we're gonna go and interview my mom or dad, whoever is not in a meeting right now. So let's go do that. So this is my dad, TJ, and I'm gonna be asking him a couple of questions. So how are you feeling about COVID-19?
Look, it's a miserable situation in the world. There's no doubt, not just how many people are suffering because of deaths, because of disease, and it's also the uncertainty. The uncertainty is killing people in terms of how they live, how they socialize, how they interact with people, how they work. it's pretty much impacting everything. And what is the most dreadful thing is the light at the end of the tunnel is still not there, and that is definitely, the most difficult part for everybody.
What does a typical day look like for you?
Well, I'm trying to maintain my continuity in life, both from a personal and work perspective. I'm trying to make sure that the whole family is sitting at home, and with the food and other things, all the essentials, groceries, all of those that are needed. But also at work, I manage a team, and that's one of the most difficult parts, working with a team remotely, where you don't get to see them, and we're trying to just see how we can maintain status quo and keep life going as normal as possible in this very difficult situation.
If you could lift the quarantine for 24 hours, what would you do during that time?
I would definitely look for ways to help people that are suffering from it, that are especially the older folks that don't have the luxury to go out, and find ways to really help people.
In your opinion, how is the world changing?
I think everything about the world is changing, and how we socialize, how we interact, how we celebrate, how we, there is no aspect of life that's not impacted. Everything, it's going to be definitely a residual impact once this is over. How people shop, how people live their lives, everything will dramatically change.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
So this is my mom, Shalu, and now I'm going to ask her some questions. How are you feeling about COVID-19?
Pretty nervous actually, especially when you start watching the news channel so much, then it's like, oh my god, this is crazy. But we're doing fine at home, so if you're not thinking about those things, then you feel okay. But yeah, once you start watching news, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, so nervous, pretty nervous.
What does a typical day look like for you?
Typical day. So since most of my work is online, it feels very normal. I'm a remote worker, so I've always worked from home, mostly work from home, so it feels pretty normal from that angle. But now everyone else, the whole family is working from home, so that's a change. And there are no outdoor activities, pretty much staying at home, so that's changed my daily routine. But yeah, lots of cooking at home, lots of eating at home cooked food, so that's a big change. And no running around with kids for their different activities, so that's a big change. So yeah, work stays the same for me, but family situation has definitely changed on a daily basis.
If you could lift the quarantine for 24 hours, what would you do during that time?
Well, it really depends on how close or what the situation is and what you hear in the news. But I'll be very excited to go out to a mall and shop, go to a restaurant and eat a good meal. But I'll be very nervous about doing that though. So if it's just lifted for 24 hours, I'll probably end up not doing that. I'll be excited, but I'll still be very cautious. So maybe just go out, drive to some place, just hang out, still not be very close to people, but yeah, do something outdoors.
All right, thanks, Mom.
All right, thank you, Dani.
How are you doing? You good? Yeah? Okay. Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye.